Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf.
And this is CD Spivey.
And this is Censored Freedom, or perhaps the Garbage Wolf. Maybe that's better.
Our pet's heads are falling off. Okay, just calm down.
Yeah, I'm kind of in mourning this week, Bubba.
Yeah, it's really a bummer what happened to this couple in New York. Basically, it's tyrannical government on full display. Some Karen decided to call animal control and the police and the sheriff's department on a rescue farm, and said that there was a couple with rodents that were not domesticated animals. And of course, these are rescue animals. Right. One of them, their mother, Peanut the squirrel, the mother got ran over, and the guy rescued it, and then it wouldn't acclimate to wildlife, so they just kept it. And then it ended up being a sensation on social media.
Right, of course.
And they started this benefit for animals and named it after this squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also had Fred, which was a raccoon. And now, raccoons are a different kind of animal. They have their own way of thinking, and sometimes it isn't good. But
right,
they domesticated a raccoon as well, and they've shown videos of this raccoon being a peaceful, nice raccoon.
Oh, the one of him eating the ice cream cup?
Yeah.
That was adorable, dude.
Yeah, it was adorable.
Absolutely adorable. But, so these guys have been social media stars. They're hurting nobody. They've got no issues. They didn't bite nobody. They didn't attack nobody.
No, there was no reason for the local sheriff's department in this New York area to go in there and basically ransack their house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
It's ridiculous, and domesticated at that.
Yeah.
And they basically murdered these two.
They then
euthanized.
Yeah, they euthanized these animals. And what the fuck did they get out of this stuff? I mean, honestly, the Karen that called honestly needs to have charges brought against her.
Agreed.
And
should also never be able to own a pet herself.
Also, the sheriff's department as well needs to have charges brought against it.
100%.
Because imagine this, they probably made a substantial amount of money off the hits of the squirrel and the raccoon.
Oh, no doubt.
What kind of lawsuit do you think these guys could bring against them for the lost revenue?
Ooh. That is a lot of lost revenue if you killed the main stars.
Yep.
And what law was it breaking? What law did they break?
I do believe there may have been a bylaw in their wildlife statutes saying that you cannot domesticate a squirrel or a raccoon. I would understand a raccoon, but a squirrel?
It's ridiculous. It's not. It kills me they're not hurting anybody, right? They're not doing anything wrong.
The difference between a squirrel and a raccoon, a squirrel can chew things up and cause damage to your home if it's not situated. Okay, raccoons can be aggressive.
Absolutely can be.
Highly aggressive.
If not domesticated and whatnot, if they're just in wild, feral.
Yeah, and now you can send hate to me if you want to. I have killed 2 raccoons in the past 6 months. And they were killing my chickens, and they came after me. So they had to go. But a raccoon that is domesticated, that is trained and domesticated, and the attention that these people are giving it, had There was no freaking reason for this shit.
No.
None.
And, we already heard about the cats and dogs in Ohio being eaten by the Haitian migrants.
Haitian migrants.
And now, under the same administration, they're coming after your pets.
Well, the FBI and the ATF, they'll kick in your door at 2 a.m. and the first thing they do is shoot your dog before they rape your kids and grope your wife in the front yard.
That's true. That's true.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's what they do if you're conservative,
Yeah, only if you're conservative.
An insurrectionist.
If you're a leftist, they'll just, politely knock on the door and ask you to come with them.
Now, this is Kamala's government.
Absolutely.
This is Joe's government. This is the government, basically mass government overreach, confiscation of firearms. And if you don't think they don't want to confiscate your firearms just because Kamala said, I'm a gun owner, I own a Glock. No, you're full of shit.
Well, she will own a Glock. You won't.
They posted here on X not too long ago on their freaking sites, and I know their staff does this shit, but it says it's time to ban assault weapons. What the fuck is an assault weapon to them? Anything that's a semi-automatic.
Anything with a bullet to them is an assault weapon.
Yeah, but anything that's semi-automatic,
Right.
any repeating firearm, if it's not a revolver, to them it's an assault weapon.
Are they going to take them away from the police too?
Well, no.
Well, then hell no, I ain't giving mine up. You got your
No, they need a way to control us, man. And as it's said several times, if you need to disarm the citizens to govern, you suck at governing.
You clearly aren't governing by the will of the citizenry. It's absolute government overreach, and this is what it would look like in Kamala's America, as you said. It does look like in Kamala's America, let's be honest. She's the one in charge right now. She's vice president.
Yeah, basically, there's no one at the steering wheel of the federal government except for the unelected bureaucrats that are behind the scenes running things. And you really think about it, the censorship, the mass censorship industrial complex,
right,
that we have experienced over the last decade, that has only progressively gotten worse
and worse and worse, especially at elections.
You have an ATF that is going after arbitrary parts on firearms, and not only that, going after firearm manufacturers and dealers, and revoking as many FFLs as they possibly can, and
kicking in doors and shooting dogs and raping children.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the raping children is a little overboard in the last story, but still, they kicked the dude's door in and shot him dead center over an ATF raid, right?
Yeah.
A couple months ago?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They shot somebody over an ATF raid. Yeah.
Right. And this is, again, government overreach at its best. You've got all these different departments that are trying to make their own rules. Thank God the Supreme Court shut that shit down and decide that there are laws now and you have to follow them.
We still have a Supreme Court, and they are doing other things for us as well. We have 3 Supreme Court justices that are straight up going straight commie.
Straight commie. If the left says it, they will do it. And it's horrible because...
But we have the others that are in our favor.
Yes, but one dissents and we're screwed.
Yeah.
I mean, really, one dissent and we're done.
Yeah, because a couple will follow.
Because the left isn't
John Roberts says something stupid, and all of a sudden you got Coney Barrett and one other one. Okay, yeah. So
it's definitely
right now,
a battle in the Supreme Court.
John Roberts is doing what he should be doing and adhering to the damn Constitution, which I do appreciate.
Well, you know how if a Supreme Court judge is doing what they should or not?
What's that?
The leftists are pissed at him.
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
So again, that's Kamala's America, and she wants to be president again. So she's put out a bunch of campaign ads across the country, as they always do. Yeah. And it appears that her campaign ads are just as fake as her accents are. So she's put out some opposing ads, right, contradicting each other, Bubba?
Yeah, in Michigan, in the Muslim areas, she's sending out ads in favor of Hamas. In
right.
Gaza, and
in my administration, we'll do everything we can to protect
stop this genocide.
Yes,
yeah, right. And then in Pennsylvania areas that are Jewish, she's got a completely different.
I always have stood with Israel. America will
supporting the
always
IDF
stand with Israel.
and stand with Israel. Yeah, and it's basically it's two different ads, and they've been spotted kind of going against. And not only that, I think the Islamic people in Michigan see that this is pandering. Yeah, pandering big time. And they're like, they don't like being pandered to. Not only that, the Islamic community is used to pandering because of taqiyya. You know, they've been doing this to the United States for a couple of decades now. You know, lying to our faces and saying that they're the religion of peace when they're
right.
the religion of piss. And
well, we know that they're not a religion of peace. If you look at their own book and what it says to do with anybody that doesn't believe in their religion.
You know, you look at the Hadith and the 109 passages talking about jihad.
Right. Among others. Or how to treat a person that isn't of your religion. That you can lie to them, cheat them.
That's called taqiyya.
Is that taqiyya?
That's called taqiyya.
Well, excuse my ignorance, ladies and gentlemen. We both learned something. No, I did not know that's what that was called, though.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when she first got the nod? I ain't going to say nomination because she was not a nomination.
No.
She was given the nod. Do you remember all of a sudden, like literally overnight, she raised $81 million?
La 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 la.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Well, it turns out that.
Wait a minute! Whoa! Remember that Trump shooter that had donated to Act Blue,
right?
And then it turned out he had donated to Act Blue like 100 times,
right? And he probably had not. Well, we don't know. We can't ask him, but. Yeah, most likely he had donated one time and they had used his name to make other donations from credit cards or whatnot that they would open in their name. This is actually something the Democrat Party has been doing for a little while now with Act Blue, or Act Blue's been doing, I should say. We uncovered this when I was working with the Ripon Rabbit Hole Radio. Shout out to them. A guy named Peter Berniger, a friend of mine, uncovered the whole smurfing scheme through the FEC database. And right now there's a website that's being worked on to try to get all 50 states on it. There's 2 states on it right now. Unfortunately, Tennessee is not one of them. But that's basically what smurfing is taking your name and fraudulently getting money. I don't know what kind of commercial you're playing over here. We do not support.
YouTube. I hate you.
We do not support insurance companies or any of that, so I don't know what that was. That was not an ad, at least not for us. Anyway, that's how the $81 million came to Kamala overnight, is through Act Blue. Well, apparently, the Republicans are starting to see the truth of what's going on. And I love, you couldn't have played a better part, Bubba. That was perfect. Smurf the whole day long.
Yeah. That's basically what's going on is what they're doing is they are duplicating the names, and people like Soros are actually donating millions and millions of dollars, and they got to chop this up into chunks under other people's names to make it look legal.
And then you take these groups of donations, push them all into one donation, and donate that to a PAC, which washes away all the names on the original thing.
So it's basically laundering of ballot or of money. And what it's doing is really dishonest. You know, it's allowing people like Alex Soros to donate millions of dollars, you know, to these communist Democrat dirtbags, you know, that are going to do their bidding for them.
Absolutely.
World Economic Forum.
I was going to say Klaus Schwab, for instance. Yeah. among others. I was just about to say, you got Schwab, you got Soros, you got name the bad guy. I'm sure the Clinton Foundation has got their amount of mess in there. I'm sure Obama's have their amount of mess in there. This is all from the top down. Well, the GOP starting to get smart, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's overdue. But they're going after Act Blue for their fundraising, their illegal fundraising and money laundering. They've got a subpoena with them right now, requesting them in court, correct?
Yeah.
So here's my question, and this is where the courts are really going to have a hell of a time, Bubba. So think about this. They've used my name. They've got, say, $10,000 in my name.
The thing is, if you didn't donate once, at least once,
right,
they don't have your name.
Let's assume I did. So let's assume that I donated, and I donated $5. But they've run up $10,000 in my name, and I find out about this. It's in my name. So if it goes to court and it's adjudicated to go back, does it go back to me or the credit card companies that they stole it from?
They didn't steal it from a credit card company.
Fraudulently got it under my...
No. Basically, they're using their name. They're using your name, and then Alex Soros is donating that $10,000. But the thing is, Alex Soros can't be seen donating that $10,000, but you can. So they take that money, chop it up into little tiny chunks, and then you donate $1,000 here, $500 here, $30 here, $40 here, and you keep doing it over and over and over again until they cover that $10,000. It's not your money.
I get that.
It's not the credit card's money.
In the research we did, we actually did find that they were opening credit cards in people's names too, doing this very same thing.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But whether it's Soros or the credit card company, let's go with your example of Soros.
That's another crime, though.
That's another crime. Absolutely it is. Which is why we couldn't figure out how the hell they're getting away with it other than just being looked. Yeah,
identity. That's away. Identity theft.
That's identity theft.
Yeah, that's another crime altogether. And I mean, then they're committing felonies. I mean, it's just.
And most of the victims were older white males. Older, like Grandpa.
Homer Simpsons.
Yeah. People that would have no idea and wouldn't know how to go back and look it up if they had to. Right?
Yeah.
They got a certain demographic they look for to open and do these things. So the question still remains with the courts, though. Does the money go to me because it's in my name? Or does it go back to its original source, even though the original source is dirty?
No, the original source is never seen. It's hidden. So
the courts have got something to really work
that money,
out.
That money's coming from, that money's just coming out of nowhere.
So, I mean, it'd really be interesting to see how the courts rule on this or work this out if it comes down to that.
Yeah, and all they really have to do is and that's actually what they're doing right now is they're asking for those names to be released to the court so that the court can then subpoena those people and ask them how much they donated. And it's like, blindly, how much did you donate?
Right.
You're like, I donated $5. It's like, no, you donated
3 years ago.
33,000. Oh, yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even donate this cycle. What are you talking about?
What's really screwed up is I donated to Black Lives Matter 3 years ago when they were burning stuff down.
Right.
And that's it. And then all of a sudden, where did the Black Lives Matter money go? If you donated to the terrorist organization of Black Lives Matter, where were you actually donating?
So,
Act Blue.
Oh, it was Act Blue. That's right, it was. It absolutely was through Act Blue.
Yeah, if you donated to the terrorist organization, you donated to Act Blue.
As a matter of fact, that's how that came on my radar.
Gee, and then they were saying they were saying all the mostly peaceful protests that were kind of fiery. That wasn't Democrats. Yes, it was, you fuckers.
That was 110%.
You guys funded it.
And they were talking about getting the people. Okay, now here's how you know. Again, logic here. Here's how you know it wasn't Republicans but Democrats doing it. AOC and Kamala the bitch Harris both lined up to get people back out of jail to keep doing it.
And then they said something like they need to keep doing it until we have justice.
If this were Republicans, would they be saying that?
That is an actual quote from Kamala. They need to keep doing it until there's justice.
Yeah. Well, it happened up to the election, and it'll continue after the election.
What do you think is about to happen if Trump wins?
It's going to be right back on, picking up where they left off with all kind of terroristic acts across this country.
They are going to lose their fucking minds.
They're going to try to burn this country down. Every day will be a new reason that they're rioting and throwing and breaking shit the whole time.
Yep. And that's why D.C. shops are boarding their windows and expecting riots on election night. And I'm willing to tell you that is not the only place where that is going to happen.
Oh, absolutely not. We live in a major city.
A lot of major city centers are going to go freaking nuts.
We live in one. I think we're a little more safe down here, but...
You live in one.
I mean, you're not very far from it. It ain't going to take long to get outside the streets of the city.
They're not coming to me. Yeah, they're not coming to me.
You're in between two cities, Bubba. You got double the problem.
I'm so far out in the country right now that for them to drive out there and cause a problem with me would be way too much trouble.
I do pray that anybody of our patriots that are watching this go down, do not defend. Do not defend. I know you want to. I know it's your city. I know.
I'll tell you what, on January 6th, stay the fuck out of D.C.
Stay out of D.C. Stay as far away from that as you can get. Not only stay out of D.C., stay
out of Philadelphia, stay out of D.C., stay out of any left-wing city.
California.
Los Angeles, San Francisco, the Gay Bay, all that. Stay the hell out. Stay home.
Right.
Because anybody that shows up, any conservative that shows up to protest, you're going to jail.
They're looking to punish you as a martyr.
And if they do cheat bad enough to get Kamala back in here, you are fucked.
You're really screwed then. Yeah, be very, very careful. I know. I want to defend my city, and I want to defend your home. Yes, defend your family. Yes,
because that's one of the things I want Trump to do when he does get in office is to pardon the J6ers.
Yes,
and I know there's a lot of J6ers that are scumbags and probably belong there, but then there's some that basically, all they were doing is parading.
Well, look at Brandon, for instance, Brandon Fellows.
Yeah.
He was an innocent, right? Among many that are in there. Now, again, I'm sure they're bad guys. I'm sure there are.
Well,
but not as many as there are good guys.
Also, there was also an announcement that Wendy's.
Yeah, I heard they're going to be closing 140 locations.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if they just wait until January either January 6th
or November 6th
November 6th, Antifa will just go ahead and take those locations out for them. I mean, it's kind of what they do,
You're not wrong.
And then the Wendy's Corporation or whoever owns Wendy's can just claim the freaking losses. Just
tell Antifa that's a police station. They'll take care of it. No problem. No problem. Be down in an hour.
Mostly peaceful but fiery.
Right. Mostly peaceful. I'll never forget the mostly peaceful protests. Fire in the background.
No. Put a Trump Vance sign on every single one of them and just let nature take its course. These fuckers.
You're not wrong. So speaking of voting in elections, another Pennsylvania county is investigating fraudulent voter forms. So PA is having a lot of issues. We knew PA was going to be a big one in this race
because they're scared out of their mind.
And why would they be so scared, Bubba, in PA this year?
Town Hall News verified to us here just a little bit ago that Republicans are benefiting from the Amish church.
Not Republicans.
The Amish church is promoting Amish adult men and women to vote.
And they're coming out in droves.
Thousands.
You have screwed up. You screwed up.
When you see a line of buggies at your polling place, the Democrats are fucked.
You screwed up when you got a whole group of people when the
Amish church, when the Amish church would risk their tax-exempt status and the tax-exempt status of their community to vote.
Just to get rid of your ass?
Yes.
you know you screwed up.
Yes, because that's one thing about the Amish is the Amish is supposed to be exempt from all of that, and now the FDA and the USDA and the EPA are all going after the Amish community in Pennsylvania, and we've talked about this. It's not just Pennsylvania; it's also Indiana and Ohio, which have enormous Amish communities.
Mm-hmm. And Kentucky, like I said.
And
Kentucky,
there's probably parts of Kentucky as well
that are big time going and voting, and the Amish are coming out in droves and letting it be known they're done.
Y'all are
They're
screwed.
not going to deal with this. And again, you know you screwed up when the Amish come out to vote against you. When they weaponize against you, you have failed. Speaking of failed, the Pentagon, it looks like, has failed too, Bubba.
I don't think they failed. I just think they did it on purpose.
So they did not send the absentee ballots to active military service members. I'm going to repeat that. They refused to send the vote, the ability to vote to the soldiers.
I ETS'd, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I ETS'd. I have a DD-214.
Right.
So Secretary Lloyd, Milley, Blinken, all of you dirtbags at the Pentagon that shit the bed, sat on your freaking thumbs, and didn't do what the hell you're supposed to do, fuck you. All of you. You're dirtbag soldiers. All of you basically deserve to be chaptered. All of you. Busted down to private and chaptered.
That's a little nicer than what I think they deserve, but we'll go with that.
The reason why I say this, me being a junior enlisted, I saw how fucked Army leadership was.
Right.
It's a lot of Army leadership was garbage. There's some guys that were squared away, terrific, took care of me, did what I did the things that I needed to get done so that I could advance in my career and do what I needed to do and do my job.
Right.
And then there were just absolute arrogant dirtbag soldiers that, and I'm talking about E5, E6, and E7, and one E8 that were just completely worthless. Completely worthless. Would not take care of their soldiers, only out for themselves, only out for their own career. Screw everyone else. Screw the junior enlisted. And basically I witnessed it. And I witnessed it not only here, but I witnessed it in Iraq as well.
Really?
And I'm here to tell you, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. Only this is at the tippity top.
Holy cow. So they've done this before.
No, they've done shit like this before.
Right.
They've done stuff like this before with med pros. They've done stuff like this before with getting people their promotions, with schools, with basic orders. They have shit the bed. Here's how bad they were with me. This is coming out of basic training. I'm fresh out of basic training. They give me orders to South Carolina to go to South Carolina, Fort Jackson, to go do the mechanic school.
Right.
All right. They gave me a plane ticket for Missouri to go to Fort Lost in the Woods, but I was supposed to be in South Carolina. And I stopped and was like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm not supposed to be going to Fort Leonard Wood. All I got was a bunch of Homer Simpsons in freaking uniforms.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I had to go to the St. Louis airport. I had to go and fly to St. Louis from Oklahoma, land in St. Louis, go to the USO and say, hey, look, I need my shit updated because no one would do it.
Really?
Yeah, that's how stupid they are.
Holy
So
shit.
I was late for AIT school. Yeah, it was fucked up.
Because of them.
Yeah.
So even though you say this is kind of standard operating procedure for the military, they screw up quite a bit.
Situation normal, all fucked up.
Snafu, yes, sir. So is this a normal snafu, or would you say this is purpose election interference?
I think
by
this
the
is on
leaders
purpose.
of the
I really
military?
think the wokeism of the military is in full effect here.
Now, again, do you think it's wokeism, or could this be a plan delay tactic to make sure, oh, well, we're sorry, we forgot to send them to the soldiers. Hold on, we got to wait a couple of days and let them vote.
So they can count the fraudulent ballots that they're fabricating to catch up to Trump's, kind of like the whole F for fraud.
Right. Because who's going to argue against letting a soldier vote? I mean, how dare you?
That could be a tactic. That could be a tactic that they are using. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me.
Because that's one that no American person could stand up against. Like, how dare you speak against a soldier? You don't want your soldiers to vote? What's wrong with you? The outrage they could pour off of this is insane, right?
Yeah.
And again, it gives them time to make the fraudulent ballots, to feed the numbers fake. I wonder what's going to happen, though, when they get 500% of Tennessee voting.
Oh, God.
Or 300% of Arizona voting, right? 100% and 500% of Michigan voting.
Trump is ahead in Arizona. Trump is ahead in Nevada. Trump is ahead in Pennsylvania right now.
Imagine if 800% of Pennsylvania votes.
Wait until election day, and what they have to do to cheat is above and beyond what they're capable of.
Yes, it's going to be so blatant and evident at this point.
It's going to be so obvious. It's going to be insane. It's going to be like embarrassing.
You thought 2020 was obvious with blotting the windows out and pulling the shit that they did then? Just wait. They're desperate. Now they know this is possibly it for them. Like, really. And
now, this it's just weird. I'm sick of it. I'm glad I'm out. And I was after 6 years of active, I was ready to walk.
I believe it.
As a specialist.
I believe it.
And it's like, I was eligible to make sergeant, but I was ready to walk away.
No, I don't know how some of these career guys stay in there for some. Maybe that's why they're so jaded.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. Speaking of jaded, there are some Kamala Harris supporters, they may be a little bit jaded themselves. Whoever come up with this, 100% props. I love this. I owe you one. I would love to know who you are. So what did they do? Ladies and gentlemen, people with Harris signs in their yard are in panic right now because they've received some letters and postcards thanking them for volunteering to house migrant families. Bubba, are you the one that did this?
No, but whoever did it, I think, honestly, this is satire. I really think this is satire. I think it's really funny. But I think it would be really, really funny if some Guatemalans showed up to somebody with a Harris Waltz sign, knocked on their door and said, "Hey, I want my loaf of bread, my gallon of milk, and my bedroom."
Whoever did this ought to take it a step further and film themselves doing that, going to people's houses with Harris signs about, well, here's your family that you signed up for. We didn't sign it. Yeah, the sign in your yard, that was automatically a sign up. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Just as, YouTube fame, even if it's all set up, it'd be funny to watch, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just
it would get the point across.
I want to apologize to somebody. I did have a quote to say from X, but I lost it. It was a wonderful quote, but I will probably end up sharing it with you guys later. But it had to do with the whole Peanut the squirrel and Fred the raccoon thing, right, about if government can do this, we have a large problem.
If the government can come in and decide they're going to kill your pets and there's nothing you can do about it, and then fine you for it, I'm sure they fine them for it.
Now, when this show says America First, when this show says Constitution, what we are absolutely screaming from the rooftops is the maximum absence of government coercion in your everyday life. That's what Trump wants, is the maximum absence of federal government collusion. The federal government was not supposed to be in your everyday life. They were not supposed to regulate your freaking toaster, your bathtub, I mean, everything in your house.
I want Uncle Sam out of my living room. Yeah, I want Uncle Sam out of my living room. That's the difference between big government and small government. Big government, Uncle Sam is sitting right next to you in your chair telling you what you're going to say, what you're going to do, what you're going to spend, where you're going to go, who you're going to talk to, like a parent.
Yeah.
Big government. That's big government. What we want is the government to get the hell out of our house.
We want our government so small that we can drown it in the bathtub and start over.
You got it. The hell out of our lives, the hell out of our house. Let us live like we're supposed to by the Constitution, freely, regardless of who you support, regardless of who you vote for, regardless of what kind of person you are.
Part of that is, and the left is really famous for this, and I know the right is too, there's no innocent party in this shit. There will be a problem. It'll come along. It may be fabricated by the government. It may just be organic.
Usually it's fabricated.
But I mean, I'm gonna try not to be that cynical about it. What I'm trying to say is, what people will do is immediately, out of knee-jerk reaction, go, well, there needs to be a law.
Yep.
Or there needs to be something done. Why? Why does there need to be something done? It's not going to change it.
Nick Freyhaus? That's the right one, right? Freyhaus?
Freitas. Yeah.
Freitas?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Nick, if you watch this. I didn't mean to mispronounce your name, but he did a thing one time. I'm sure you've seen it if you watch his stuff, where he was a teacher, I believe it was. Yeah, he was a teacher, and he told the students.
Now, this is the North Carolina congressman.
Yes. He told the students, he said, hey, we're going to have a vote. You guys get to make up your law, and we'll put it through. Mm-hmm. So they give them two groups and give them some time, and they come together and say, well, what we want is to have shorter school days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they said shorter school days, and it ended up being the
consequence. Yep.
Yeah.
The consequence of this
unintended consequences of it.
Yeah, because it wasn't mentioned.
What's supposed to be that they no longer have a summer.
Yeah, now you've got to go even longer in school. It's shorter days. We got to do a whole lot more of them. Well, we didn't ask for that. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So you've really got to be careful and watch what you say. I want a law for that. Yeah, but how will it affect down the road? What else will it affect?
Yeah. And the thing, this was actually being argued in the North Carolina House, which is where that stuff should be argued.
Absolutely.
In the state, not in the federal government. The federal government does not have any authority over education.
Nope.
I just got into an argument with, one of these nitwits that basically was brainwashed by their masters at CNN that said, that they were, that Trump was going to destroy or going to end the Department of Education. I was like, yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
And then he's going to ban books and he's going to do this. And I was like, dude, what?
That's something else. There's been no book banning. The left keeps saying these books are banned. They ban these. No, I can still go to Amazon. I can still go to Barnes & Nobles. I can still go to Books A Million or whatever bookstore there is out there and buy that book. That's not banned. It's banned from schools, as it should be, say genderqueer.
Yeah.
But I can still go to Books A Million and find, not that I would want it, but I can still go to Books A Million and buy it. I can still go to Amazon and get it. I can still go to Barnes & Nobles and get it.
Yeah, this is one of those fake.
Outrage
pictures and fake name people. YS, okay, and it's actually at Dr. _YNS, and he goes, yes, the Diary of Anne Frank are known as pornographic content because I'm talking about pornographic content out of schools. Genderqueer is porn,
straight up porn. It's got pictures in it, right? Genderqueer. I can't remember. One of them has pictures in it. The other one just talks about it. But both of them are straight up porn.
And he also said, vote for him and vote for Russia. Vote for killing women. Bruh. Vote for the reinduction of polio and iron lungs. What?
Where did that come from?
Where the fuck are you getting this shit?
Does he know something we don't know? Now that makes me as a conspiracy theorist put my hat on and go, wait a minute, is he telling us something?
Dumbass is probably a bot. But honestly, I really want to start doing this on the show. At the end of every show is bringing one of these window lickers on here, on it's right here, and just commenting on air to this dipshit as to why he's a moron. It's I'm making your dumbass famous, okay?
To everything this dumbass said, we had 4 years of Trump. None of that happened.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just
yes,
saying.
he wants to end the federal Department of Education. And no, he does not want to ban books. He wants to take books out of the eyes of children that are harmful and have pornography, sexual content, may have some violence.
So if you want to protect your pets and children,
the Diary of Anne Frank, we're not planning on banning that. Okay,
that's
and what I think what that was, he was trying to call Trump a Nazi.
I think so. In a weird little slick way.
In a slick little way, which you're still an idiot.
Yeah, come off even more retarded than you meant for it to, bud. And yes, I use the R word. If you don't like it, fuck you. That pisses me off right there. Don't say retarded. Retarded. My sister is a counselor. Bless her. I love you, Tammy. But she's a counselor and she deals with people with special needs. I'm like, retarded does not mean special needs. No.
Okay.
No. Special needs means special needs.
Retarded means like I've done this before. I've put the TV remote in the refrigerator.
Yeah. That's pretty retarded.
That makes me retarded.
That's pretty retarded.
It's when you do dumb shit. And you're perfectly able to think for yourself and you do dumb shit anyway.
The first 20 minutes of my day every day. Full stop. I do the stupidest shit ever. I was thinking about that this morning. I do the stupidest shit ever in the first 20 minutes after I wake up.
I love it when T opens the refrigerator and grabs the remote out and brings it to the TV. I'm like, she even shows me like, look, stop it.
You just convinced her she's the one to do it.
I was watching TV at 2 a.m. and I was hungry.
So you swapped out
here I am,
the remote for the bagel,
asleep,
right?
Half asleep, getting something out of the fridge, and just it's like my hands are full, so I got to put the remote somewhere, So.
Oh, I thought maybe you thought you were leaving a payment,
like,
barter system, barter with the fridge, like a retard.
Well. Thanks for listening to us, guys. Thank you so much for following us. I see we got more followers out there, so bless you guys. Be sure to comment. I mean, even if you have destructive criticism, if you're one of these idiots that we can flame, please comment. I mean, we enjoy it. Trust me, it's fun.
Do me a favor, guys. Everybody watching, if you made it this far, please go over to Rumble. And also like the show over there. We've got at least follow us over there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Please.
We're trying to build that over there also. So if you guys want to go ahead and make sure you're on both platforms just to be safe.
Just in case they do arrest Elon Musk.
Right.
Because if they arrest Elon Musk, X is going to be a war zone.
I also apologize for the lighting issues. We are working on these lighting issues. We have been for a little while now. Bear with us, guys. We will get these fixed as soon as possible. I know I look like a jaundiced drunk today. I promise my skin's not that yellow. His is that red. I'm just not that yellow.
Hi, how are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf.
There's already a yellow wolf. And I'm CD Spivey.
And this has been another episode of Censored Freedom.
Bless y'all. Take care.
Bye,
Have a good night. Vote. Go out there and vote. Everybody vote.
Hakuna Matata, bitches.